Department of Agricultural Economics, Institute of Agricultural Sciences at Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi, India. As an academic practitioner in agricultural economics, his main aim to facilitate students' understanding related to core economic issues of agriculture through customized tools, techniques, and practical exposure. He has specialized in agricultural economics, particularly with impact assessment. He teaches a research methodology for social sciences, agribusiness management, development and policy analysis, and environmental economics. His current research interests focus on livelihood, food and nutritional security, environment analysis and policies at both postgraduate levels and doctorate levels. His aim is to give some development-oriented solutions to the farming community and those who are resource poor. So with this, hello.
Yes, sir.
Audible. I am audible, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So with this, I invite Dr. Kamal Vanshi to please proceed with this deliberation for our audience. Kamal Vanshi, sir.
Thank you, JP Rai, sir, for such a nice words for me. Today, on the topic of this tech integration for higher income, I, Virendra Kamal Vanshi, I am presently Associate Professor in Department of Agricultural Economics, already told by Dr. JP Rai, sir. So, I will be taking this topic under these following heads. This will be my flow of presentation. The topic says that technological integration it's a key for higher income. Okay, so here I operationalize this definition of technology as a service or goods, any service or goods which we are creating for people to give some kind of solution. As we know that businesses basically they run only because we are giving some kind of solution. Okay, so I will be taking this technology. What is the role of technology? What is the current scenario in agriculture? How, with the help of this technology, we can have a leverage for agricultural growth? Because then what are the issues with that? What are the challenges? What are the tentative solution we can suggest? And what will be the future trend if we talk about agriculture and technology? As I was going through the list of participants, so most of you are teachers, so I believe that it will be a two-way talk rather than I'm giving a lecture to you. Because if I am going to teach you about technology, that will not be a justified way, because you may know much more about technology than me. But I am giving one perspective, the economic perspective on that. Let's say that few decades earlier, it was proposed by Malthus that this population growth is so high that it will reach to that particular point where it will supersede the production of our food grains. And definitely it will create famine kind of condition. And that was basically taken by Club of Rome in a very serious note. And they predicted that around this particular year, they will have a famine because population will reach to a certain level. This graph shows that in the pre-war condition of Japan, the condition, if we evaluate this Malthusian theory, somehow that condition was there. As we can see that the population was increasing at very high rate, and production of grains was comparatively less. And the only solution at that time was to change the technology. So technology came as a lifesaver for thousands, millions of people. Okay, if we talk about India, the condition was of hunger is like this is the hunger map of 2020, where we are having like 4 to means 5 to 15% around hunger index. This is after the Green Revolution, and this sub-Saharan region actually they have very high this hunger. Okay, so these kind of technological solution that we got during the Green Revolution, they are very important and they are life changer. They give they play very important role. Actually, technology is very important in agriculture right from the stage one, like where we are taking the seed at farmers level, growing them, doing the farming, producing, then storing at small warehouses, then sending to some transit places, maybe like a collection point. And from there, we are sending it to some bigger warehouses through like grain buyers. And then we move it to bigger and bigger companies. Then it comes back to us as a consumer. Okay. So technology is involved everywhere. And day by day, what is happening? We are trying to improve this technology. So the role is there. But the thing is, with the time, these technologies, they actually means the why there is issues like adoption of technology. As somewhere it is said that if there will be like adoption of biotechnological crops in sub-Sahara region, like maize, suppose, it will create like, it will increase the productivity by 35%. Okay. But why that adoption is not there? Because at every level, the requirements are different. At primary level, if we talk about the farmer, they don't have, we will discuss this, like why these adoption issues are there. Like proper, or what we say that electricity is not there. Proper electricity means the reliable source of electricity is not there. That every time they can get electricity, so that they can have some kind of machinery for processing or something. In small towns, they have middle level of industry, smaller in size, but they are roughly using mid level of technology where like they don't have that much efficiency, but yes, slowly and slowly corporates and bigger large corporates, they have a better technology. Okay, so these technology, they have a life cycle. It's not that these technologies, they are going to um, work for whole life, because time will come, it will decline. The use of that technology will decline. As we can see in our surroundings, things, they just introduced at particular point of time, and they just decline at after some time, because of the dynamic environment. Uh, Maybe like earlier, we were very happy to get connection of telephone. People used to distribute sweets, but now it's very easy to get much better technology where we can have a customized kind of uh, conversation or a connectivity with the individual. Okay, so this is happening because of technology. There is a every time, every moment, we see there is a upgradation in the technology. This is like we introduce any product at particular uh, point. Let us say in green revolution, we our focus was seed, fertilizer, and irrigation. Okay. Now that seed was focused on the qualitative factors or quantitative factors. We were more interested in increasing the production. So after getting the self-sufficiency at a particular point, now the demand of those kind of seeds, it is reducing. Why it is why it is so? Because now our focus is to get quality. Now our focus is different. Earlier, our focus was to give food for large mass, large. But now our focus is different. We want to have a quality food now because our disposable income has increased. Okay. So slowly and slowly, what will happen? These seeds, they will be less in demand. Now we are not like, as you can see, now government is focusing on millets. Okay. Now they are focusing on millets. Earlier also we were producing millets at that time when we started green revolution. Okay, so now we are coming back. Some cereal crops, they replaced our millets. Now we are going back. Same thing is happening with the fertilizer also. We focused on fertilizer responsive uh, uh, varieties. So chemical fertilizer was introduced, and at that time the fertilizer consumption increased to a higher level. Okay, so in every case, like there is an introduction, there is a growth of that technology, there is a maturity stage, and then after realizing some drawbacks, we decline. But that does not happens with every kind of product. If we change, if we improve the technology, let's say these same, if we improve the quality of these seeds, then these seeds can have a different tangent. Okay, it can make a new graph. If we change the technology, again it can go up. If we can change technology, it can move upper and upper side. As in electronics, we can see that many company like Apple, they produce different mobile versions every year, every maybe like in few months you get some new feature, some new version. So what they are doing is actually they are continuously improving that with the help of some kind of technology. They are adding some technology. So what happened? Mobile replaced many things. It replaced camera. It replaced your digital diary. It replaced your notebook. It replaced many things. So because of this technology, now same thing we expect to do in agriculture, that there should be an integration of technology. We don't want that we should go for multiple things. We want integration of different technology, and it should be like easier. So many chemical industries, what they are doing is now, initially the chemical will work as a BD site, then it will work as a fertilizer, then later on it will work as a plant protection chemical kind of thing. Okay, so same chemical at different stage, or maybe like some combination kind of thing they can plan. Same thing is happening in with other things also. Now there are different challenges and bottlenecks related to these technological adoption, because we can see that every farmer, they are not exposed to same kind of environment. Okay, let's say the available of infrastructure, available of maybe like education. Okay, so many factors are there for that reason. One is like high initial cost. Whenever any technology that enters into the market at initial phase, um, it is associated with the high cost, and these costs abstain many people from entering or using that particular technology. Because if we talk about mobiles, initially handful of people we could able to see in Delhi who were having that mobile, which was of it was like a cordless phone we used to carry. So it was a big in size. You cannot even put in your pockets, and the charge they were giving for incoming was around uh, 13 rupees per minute and 3.75 per minute for incoming. So outgoing was 13 and incoming was 3.75. If we compare that cost with the present time, we can see that it is much cheaper, because those companies, they got the higher demands, the scale is met, and now it is because of competition, we are almost spending around 200 to 300 rupees per month, and we are getting far better services. Okay, so initial cost of any technology is very, very high, due to which many people they could not afford that. Then there is a lack of awareness and education. If many of you are from engineering background, you know that many implements, they were far better as compared to the traditional one, but because of lack of awareness and education, they could not be like uh, get that popular space in among the farmers. Okay, so these are the challenges where like we can play important role. And another is limited access to infrastructure. As I said, um, electricity, roads, all these infrastructure facilities are still not very good, means in a good shape in remote areas. Okay, so because of this limited access to infrastructure or poor access to infrastructure, the adoption is poor among the farmers. They don't mm, means for them it is difficult. It is not uh, environmentally viable, and economically also it is not viable. Then every year our average land holding size is decreasing because of our no, uh, the land rights, the policy of the government, and then we could not able to consolidate in a very quick manner. So these fragmented land holdings do not allow you to use many technologies which are available in the agriculture. So these things definitely they then there is a mindset, as maybe we know that laggards and those who adopt technology earlier. So it is only because of the mindset. Those who are adopting earlier or early adopters, their mindset is to experiment, to do something new, and to try something. Okay, so they try, they do hit and trial method, and if they succeed, they try to extend these technology to others also. Okay, so that mindset maybe like because of their risk bearing capacity, many they don't have that kind of mindset because of that factor. Then policy and regulations, definitely, as I said, that government policies, they are also somewhere related to the adoption. As I said, that land belongs to the owner on which the uh, land is means the owner they don't want to work, and those who are working they don't own the land. So with this mindset, only because of this mindset, there is a decrease in the productivity. There is a decrease in adoption because the person who knows about that technology, he does not own that land, and does not own that land in word I am saying, owning means even if he get paid for that, he is not attached to that land. Okay, so if he is not attached to land, whatever the development is going, he hardly cares about that. So these regulations are hurdles, and in last 70 years we could not able to develop uh, or come out from to give a clear-cut solution of that, because land sealing, land consolidation, every act was not properly implemented. In certain states, it was implemented. In certain, it was not followed. In certain states, it was neither implemented and not followed. So there are like many cases, many type of mixed uh, policy uh, and regulations we can see. Then we have one thing is why we are poor, because we have less income. We have less income because we have less um, employment. We have less employment because there is a less demand of the commodities which are manufactured in industries. Since there are less industries, we have why there are less industries, because there is no demand as such. We have less demand because we have less income. So it is like a vicious circle, and that can be broken with the help of credit facilities. If some investment comes from outside, like government is trying to give some freebies, so what they do is they give money, and with the help of this, they try to create demand. After like this COVID, government tried to create demand because uh, industries more like small industries, they were in very bad condition. So they want to create demand so that people should spend, and this can generate some kind of demand, and this will definitely give chance to the small industries to flourish. So there should be some good way of assessment, means getting the credit facilities, credit and finance facilities. Although banks are there, but the procedure of getting this loan, it is tough. Uh, Cooperative sector can play important role by giving them some easy loan and with less rate of interest. And maybe like that is why a new Ministry of Cooperation, this government has started, and maybe it can be a big game changer in coming days. Then interoperability of uh, of like many things. Let's say data, some kind of other technologies, which can be like interoperable. Operable. Um, Suppose there is a multiplicity of no identity card. There is a multiplicity of um, documents that are required. So I think those things we can easily manage with a single, like for identity, we can use only one thing, and that can give, like in many countries they use social security number. So that social security number is capable of providing large number of information about the individual, and everywhere it is taken as a uh, basic data provider. Okay, so then uh, nowadays in this IT related technology adoption, this is a issue like data privacy. The moment you say yes, I accept the terms and condition, we don't know like what terms and condition was, because it's like something like which is written on the back side of your um, policy document. So it is so many things written there, and the data is oil of the future. They collect the data, they sell to someone, and because of that they generate a lot of money out of your response, I will say. These responses, they generate money. So what we have to do is we have to respond, but with the better income out of it. Then uh, environmental impact, technology, definitely, like whenever we talk about the First World War and Second World War, the technology developed at that time, now it is obsolete, because with the time, now it is creating more environmental impact. It is more polluting the world. So slowly and slowly, that technology was replaced by environment-friendly technology, and more integration was done to reduce this environmental impact. So somehow, like in case of agriculture, we we want to get more and more things related to technology, uh, with the point of view to give better returns to farmers and better prices to consumer. Like if I say that almost 80 to 85% of the apps related to agriculture, they are focusing only on supply chain part. Okay, so how they are assessing the market and how they are managing the price for consumer. So it is like between this only. So 80% the app they are working in supply chain. We need more technological intervention in other fields also. Okay, then infrastructure for post-harvest handling like warehousing, cold chain, we need in agriculture. Then anything which is popular somewhere that may not be replicated in some different region, because maybe like in south people prefer rice, but in north people prefer wheat. So that is the cultural and regional variation, and we cannot apply same way everything in each region. For each region we have to design different models for technology adoption. This technology, as I said, that there will be a decline. It is giving some kind of solution, okay, and this particular susceptibility of technology to any kind of new event is it depends upon what kind of events it is handling and what is the outcome. Okay, outcome can be positive outcome and negative outcome. Let's say if we say the transportation through petrol cars or diesel cars, so there was definitely a positive side that we are saving our time. The negative side was that it was creating pollution also. Then the how much that event is occurring. If event is occurring multiple times, then it can create more issues. If it is somewhere, it is creating a negative impact. Let's say if a water bottle is there, if we are increasing through water bottles, which are disposable, like plastic bottles, somewhere like it is more negative. It is moving towards more negative side. There is more negative outcomes of that technology. Whereas if it is creating or the events of use is less, although it is creating some kind of negative outcome, then still we can manage with that. Okay, so we cannot say that same kind of susceptibility of um, like outcomes is there from a particular technology. We have different types, different because of different types of frequency and the outcome we get susceptible to the technology. Okay, multiple events, single deviation. Multiple events, multiple deviation. Okay, so here we have like multiple events and multiple uh, deviation in the negative side. So it is negative. Okay, it will be negative. Single deviation, single event, multiple deviation. Okay, so this actually a quadrant where we put any technology, that how it is affecting our environment and what kind of effects which it can create. like in short term, let's say, if we are using computer, it can create labor, or like, let's say, uh, um, with some kind of technology, it can create labor shortage at critical stage, because now laborers have got any technology, X technology, which they can use to generate more money. Okay, so labor problem is there now. Then it can create waste, a kind of waste, let's say something which is a byproduct and we cannot use in any productive thing, then it can be a waste. Then it can, so all these are short-term effects. Okay, pricing volatility, food scarcity, proper diets. Okay, so all these are related to short-term effect of any technology. Okay, we face these kind of situations. It can cause inflation. It can reduce your income because of that. Okay. And the effects also. It can permanently close any industry because of that effect, because of that negative effect. um, that particular product was declined by the or maybe the government policy was like that it has to be closed down. Okay, so like many industries, many car industries, they closed their production because they were not so efficient. They were creating more pollution uh, than like uh, giving transportation services. Okay, then long term effect in agriculture is increasing mechanization. If we are increasing mechanization, in long run, it can create like hard pan, other issues related to handling of bigger machineries. Okay, so all these are like terms, points related to long-term effect of any technology. It can reduce the resilience also, resilience of the people, because otherwise they were managing without that technology. Now with the help of technology, you get used to it. Now you cannot uh, live without it. Even though we know that our car is creating pollution, but if we don't have any option, good option like metros in small cities or something like that, then definitely we have to use. Okay, so resilience is reduced. Then there is a increase in rural unemployment, because earlier people were using that as a employment. They were creating something. Now with the use of technology, many people, they lost their employment. Now people, now the government is saying skill development. You come back to rural area. Now they are focusing on industries, developing industries in rural areas. Okay, so that happened only because of some kind of technology which created an employment. Maybe like we can say about tractors. Okay, so I think I'm talking only from one side. If there is any question, you are free to ask or interrupt me in between. If something you feel that you have some other view or you want to discuss. Then in long-term effects, uh, it create a kind of atmosphere where people, they migrate. It's not only in urban, in rural, means urban migration. Like in northern part of India, as I visited, there are many villages where you can see only old people and children and women. There is no young men in, in that village. And that migration is only due to the employment. They don't have employment facility. They don't have any interface which can provide them that kind of employment there. So we have if we can give some kind of technological intervention where they can have a better life, better employment, better income, then it can it can be a good thing for our society. And next point is related to that, the risk of crime and extremism. Uh, Sometimes these situations create atmosphere where people they divert them to these kind of things like crime and extremism, and so technology definitely gives them uh, a solution, because when they are productively involved somewhere, then uh, it is important. Uh, they feel themselves important rather than doing these things, and they want to generate money from the positive channels. Uh, uh, Increase in the prices of high value and perishable food products, such as uh, um, yes, with the technology, if suppose we are providing some cold chain where we can handle the perishability issues of food, or maybe like delicate flowers, then we can manage their prices, we can manage their supply. So that can be possible. Now, what are the areas where we actually want technology to get integrated in agriculture? Where
Hello, sir. Your voice is not coming to me or participants. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, ma'am. I think there is some problem at the conveyancy, sir's internet. I'm just calling.
Okay, sir.
okay, yeah, okay. So the areas in which the technology can play a very important role is like precision farming. We require automation, and automation does not mean that we need bigger machines and all that. We need automation at small level also, like just um, if you want to put a screw in a machine, then how that automatically it can be done. What are the
Excuse
different?
me, I think your presentation is not visible to me. Participants, are you able to see the slides of Kamalvanshi sir?
No, no. The presentation is not visible. Dr. Saab is
Yeah.
very visible and very audible, but his presentation is not being shared, I think.
Okay, please check. I have done
Yes,
from my
right, sir. Right,
yeah.
right.
Sorry
Completely okay.
for this. I hope I have time. Still, I have time. Okay. Okay. So then, automation. In case of if we talk about the Indian scenario, we need automation of small things so that, especially like women's at home, they can manufacture a small thing, or they can have some kind of small inventory, no, small household businesses they can do from there. So that is important. We always like we correlate this automation and robotics or like technology with the bigger things. I think that is very important in case of India. We need automation and technological intervention at small level, and to whom we want to target. I think in that case, rural women they can play a very important role, because usually they remain at home and they want to be more productive by involving themselves in small businesses. And then we have data analytics and AI. Uh, uh, there are many projects which uh, can be like related to these can be included in that, because in coming days technology is very important related to this particular data analytics and artificial intelligence. As I said that for every area we require different model, so we can plan different type of models for prediction, for pest control, for soil testing. So all these things can help for improving our agriculture. Even like prediction of price, prediction of pest infestation, or prediction of any uncertainty. So those kind of prediction still like models which we are using, they are not precise. So we have to improve by using larger data samples. So that is required. So that kind of technology definitely going to help people. Then the smart irrigation, like we have drip irrigation, then um, the irrigation facilities that we use in precision farming, like with the help of computers and other softwares, we can manage with the help of some whole interface. As I said, that market is always a very big area for technology, and 80% of them are only related to supply chain. There, we can play a very important role by developing some model, some kind of apps we can design, some kind of interface we can design, platform we can design, where it is easy to sell and where people can easily come and they can interact with the producer, so that in coming days farmer can have more money from the consumers rupee, so they can have more share in the consumers price, whatever they are giving. So that barrier, the of market, we can remove with the help of these application, because information barriers, they play very important role in hedging these things. So if we can develop that kind of technology, definitely that is going to help us a lot. And financial inclusion, as I said, that not only technology, but also we need policy structure and from the government. Technology is there because we have good applications, like we have banking application, we are using Google Pay. So it is there, but how it can reach to rural people, to small farmers, that is important, because financial inclusion is like focusing on small farmers. If they can get something, some benefit out of that, then definitely it will be good. So what I expect that our technology should be like that, that it should focus on small farmers, how they can manage to bring all of them at a particular platform, so that all the issues related to previous financial structures or policies, like cooperative was a good policy, but somehow because of many issues, one was corruption, another was the transparency was not there. So somehow that failed in many sectors. In many sectors, it was performed. They are still performing very easily and very nicely. So maybe whatever the shortcomings was there of cooperative, that can be managed with the help of some kind of technology. Like uh, if I say that dairy industry is doing good in cooperatives, maybe their activities are clearly defined, and that is why the profit sharing formula is very much clearly visible to every stakeholder. Maybe with the help of these application data, we can develop some kind of technology where whatever you are doing, it is measured, and if that can be done, I think cooperatives can do far better than for small farmers at least. So these are the different uh, areas where we expect that technology uh, can play important role, and it should come out with some kind of good solutions. In spite of all these challenges, as I said, that we have many challenges. One is like cost. Definitely, cost is there. If there is a high cost, people cannot afford. Most of them, they are like marginal farmers or landless people. So how they are going to use these kind of technology? So we have to think over that, and we can design something. Then there is a digital divide also. So all these like challenges and solutions, they can come up with, and they can give some better solution for this agriculture. So any question regarding present?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We must all learn timeliness from your presentation. It was so lucid, elaborative, illustrative, articulate, yet so timely. So participants, I request the operators to please unmute all the participants so that they can ask the questions. We don't have any questions in the chat box right now. So participants can be unmuted to ask the questions. Participants,
Please ask
please.
questions.
Participants are now unmuted. Hamida ma'am, allow to all participants to open, turn on their mics.
Any of the participants? They don't want to ask any question or they don't have any.
I think they don't have any questions.
That is the greatest. Yes, there is a question. Well,
Question chat.
it's from Amit Biswas. He is asking, yes, two questions. Amit is asking, how can we make cost-effective smart irrigation? Thank you, Amit.
Okay. Cost effective is smart irrigation. Okay. Although I am not the person of like agriculture engineering, I think people from agriculture engineering can give better answer to this. But yes, cost effectiveness is very important whenever like we are designing any technology. So if we talk about the precision agriculture, the adoption is very less, and somewhere like